Hey everyone, how you all doing? Blue here, back with another Minecraft time-lapse guide. Today we're back in the docks and we're going to be going over how to plan and build houses. Now it's very important here that we sort of divide the house up, and I normally like to divide it into three sections. The lower bit of the build, the upper levels of the build, and then the roof. So the lower level is always the base ground level, and for this one, because we're building in a medieval theme, I like to keep things on the kind of grayscale. So I make a few different kind of block palettes up for the builds, maybe 2 or 3 at the most different block palettes, and we'll switch it up as we go through all of the builds so that not every build has the same base, but they have a very similar base. For this one, I start with a basic layout with stone and stone bricks, and then we're going to move on to the upper levels. Now for the upper levels, it's important that you start mixing things up. If you keep it all the same, everything's going to become very boring and everything is going to just look the same. There's not going to be any variety. So to mix it up, add in different colors in your upper levels of your builds, and make sure that you change it from build to build. You want lots of different colors. For this one, as you can see, we've got some stripped birch to really sort of brighten the docks up, and we've got some stripped dark oak logs there as well. And we will change this up from build to build, but you know, creating that variety is a really big key to creating a sort of a really nice organic atmosphere for building. Now for the roofs here, I'm going to go with something simple, and we're just going to put in a basic spruce roof on these, and then we're going to throw in all the details and stuff like that. Now for the roofs, you can go ahead and make sure you mix these up as well, because from a higher level, everything is going to, again, if you've got all of the same color roofs, it's going to just be all of the same tone. So mixing up the roofs really makes a huge difference to a build. Once my build is all in place, I tend to go back and start doing a bit of texturing on the base. Now like I said, I'll change it from house to house, but I kind of go with a general similar scheme. For this one, we're using stone, andesite and stone bricks, and then we will change it up on the next build. As you can see on the side of the build here, we just put in a little stairway there. So I like to use anywhere where there is a pathway and a flat wall, I like to go ahead and put in a stairway or something to create a nice point of interest. It really helps add in, you know, something there rather than just a plain flat wall, and you can always put stuff underneath the stairs as well to create, and again, a little bit more atmosphere. Now at this point guys, I go ahead just around a few of the little roads near where I'm working, and I'll start filling in the groundwork. So start filling in with cobblestone, stone bricks and stone, and this just creates a bit of a nice path. And I like to make the the areas that I'm working, so between the houses, I like to start raising the slopes up a little bit so we create new levels. Creating these new levels is really helpful so that you can see houses that are further behind the other ones, because they'll be on a slightly elevated grounds. To do this low, don't go ahead and start putting in stairs. Don't use stairs to change the levels. Keep it with slabs and then normal blocks. That way it just creates a nice smooth slope and makes it feel a little bit more natural. Now as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've just kind of filled in 2 sort of bases here that I want in a very similar style. And these are going to be done again with a similar base. This time for the pillars on the upper level, I've gone with the stripped spruce logs. And I wanted to try out a bit of the stripped jungle wood. I don't really use it very often, so I thought we'd give it a try here. It kind of worked, but I did go ahead and change it a bit later. Now again, another good point here where we're creating a little doorway section down here for this build, and we used the stairway on the terrain to actually make a smooth slope up into the build. And it's really cool here because this creates a nice little feature near a little kind of walkway, and when you build things that are near the walkways, it really helps just create a sort of little thing that sort of catches your eye. You know, it's not nothing stand out, it's not no big feature, but it's something that just stands out here and there as you're walking past. For the roof here, I really wanted to mix things up, so I went with the dark prismarine. We did put the stone edge on it, but because we're working here to try and keep things with a very organic feel, the edge just kind of makes it look too grey. Because we've got a lot of grey already, it kind of clashes too much. So I wanted to keep all the roofs a single colour, and I think this one works much better than it did with an edge on it anyway. Now once you're done, making sure you add things in like leaves and flowers. These add a really good bit of colour and contrast and kind of just make the area feel a little bit more lived in, you know, rather than just all stonework everywhere and sort of no greenery. It just adds a little bit of life to the area. Also added in things like crates and note blocks, chests, even little piles of melons and pumpkins and things like that. They really help just create a little bit of atmosphere to the area. Now as you come down and around here and we get a sort of nice view of the docks, there's also a nice little feature that you can do on a lot of your houses to create, again, that nice bit of greenery, is to make little planters. Now you can do planters in several ways, but I like to put a half slab around in a kind of circular shape at the end or the side of a build, or even in little gaps you have, and just fill it with a few leaves, some flowers and stuff, just to add that little bit of colour, and it really kind of breaks the area up and just makes it feel a little bit more lived in. Now for the final house here guys, I wanted to show you that changing up your block palette for the base can also work really well. We've been using a lot of greys, a lot of stone blocks, a lot of bricks, a lot of andesite and stuff that are very grey tones. So now and again it works really well if you go ahead and break it up with a brighter colour. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just mix in some bricks, some polished andesite, polished granite, sorry, and some granite. That way we create a lot of red here. But as you can see, the red really blends in well. Even though we've got all of them grey tones there, the red doesn't look out of place. Now again, we're going to go ahead and switch it up here. So we're going to move into some bone blocks for the upper levels. And then for the roof, because we've already got one green roof here and we're already connected to this house, I thought we'd connect another green roof into it so that it almost feels like it's part of the same build. Now you can go ahead and also make one that is a different colour. You could use spruce or dark oak, it wouldn't really matter. But I just feel that this part of the build here just looked very fitting with having the green roof. Again, go ahead, get all of your details and everything else on the front there guys. But one of the biggest things here is the colours. Just remember that using all of those colours will make so much difference to your builds. Okay, they'll really bring your city and your villages to life. Don't be afraid to mix things up, try new things, and if you don't like anything, you can always change it out and mix it in for something else. Anyway guys, we're going to keep this guide short and sweet, and we've got a bunch more building to do here, so let me know if there's any other building tips you'd like to know as we're building through this city. But for now guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up just there. So if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Just don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. But for now, this is Blue Nerd signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next one.